Watching a social justice warrior fail and or lose an argument is comedy in itself. However, it's even better when these social justice warriors are caught lacking on live TV, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at just that. With that said, let's get straight into today's video. Number 1. Here we have a clip in which the one and only Ben Shapiro is talking about an incident in which a Muslim urged jihad on the President of the United States. As you may see, the argument gets heated very quickly. Take a look.
Tell me why you think that it was not taken out of context when she calls for jihad against the White House.
Well, I mean, it clearly wasn't taken out of context. Everybody I know who posted this story posted the entire video as well as a large portion of the transcript from what she said. I don't think anybody is claiming that she openly called for violence against President Trump, but jihad means more than just internal struggle or quote-unquote struggle for good. I mean, we all know that there are terrorists all over the world who invoke the word jihad as justification for what they do, and Linda Sarsour knows that too. I mean, she knows how to make a headline. She is a radical
As you can see, they are debating about what the message this activist was trying to send out was. However, the person that Ben Shapiro is in a debate with gets mad at Shapiro for talking about a woman when she's not here. The TV host can't even speak over all the arguing.
Never indicted. Don't try to drown out the conversation. Let's talk about what jihad means. Jihad means striving for truth.
Let me ask you,
that's
Hassan,
exactly what she's doing.
If you want to talk about context, let's talk about the full context.
Yes, go ahead and ask me.
Okay, this is what I want to ask
the fact
you.
that she began this speech by praising a guy who has in the past talked about how jihad includes violent jihad. She started her speech with that. So let's not pretend that you can just, you're the one taking this one line out of context and then suggesting that it only refers to some sort of
I encourage everybody just to listen to the speech for herself.
Number 2. Here we have a quintessential example of a social justice warrior getting completely triggered and out of hand on live TV. In an interview with Gavin McInnes, this social justice warrior literally doing everything in her power to completely dodge all the questions that the news anchor is asking her. It goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Cancel out my vote.
Why do you actually believe the Washington Free Banana Peel whatever group that did this search on Hillary Clinton?
It's actually true.
No, it's not true. It's a far-right group that took the data and manipulated it to support their position.
By the way, Obama does the same thing and pays less.
Is this where you guys now get your information? Washington Free Beacon or whatever? They're the ones, anything that's reported Hillary Clinton did this, did that. There's absolutely no evidence of this.
Not citing credible sources is the only thing that this social justice warrior is clinging to in a very desperate attempt to seem like she actually knows what she's talking about. What she fails to realize, and as the anchor pointed out, both sides are guilty of doing this.
It's not true.
It actually is true.
No, it's not. Washington Free Banana Peel is not a legitimate
the
organization.
Washington Free Beacon, which is a legitimate newspaper. Yes.
Look,
there's different ways to look at the data, but the big picture here is women do earn less in America because they choose to. They would rather go to their daughter's piano recital than stay all night at work working on a proposal.
What?
So they end up earning less. They're less ambitious, and I think this is sort of God's way. This is nature.
Number 3. Here we have a news anchor that is trying to convince the CNN audience that they don't try to purposely slander the right-wing party. However, the guest she brings on to talk about it agrees with the initial argument.
To go and be a punching bag in person.
Okay, so did you hear what he said yesterday at CPAC where he's talking about the media?
I saw some of it actually on CNN as you were excerpting it. Yes, I had that pleasure.
So he said he said that he called the media the enemy of the people, which is what we heard him say before on Twitter. So he said that out loud. He accused the media of making things up.
As you can see, once again, the anchor is trying to push a negative appearance on the Republican Party. However, it should be clear to her by common sense and by the person she's interviewing that Trump did not show up because he didn't want to continue the narrative of being a punching bag.
Of making up sources.
I think they. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, is that something you would give credence to, or what is going on there with what he's saying?
Well, I wouldn't say that all of the media is the enemy of the people, but look, every day you pick up the New York Times, every day they're slamming him. I'm a great fan of CNN. I watch it quite faithfully. every day CNN is slamming him, slamming him, slamming him. Every day they're looking for a scandal. They're just turning the woods upside down.
Number 4. For the first time in forever, we actually have a civilized conversation that nonetheless proves that for the most part, liberals are too scared or simply don't understand enough of their own principles to properly present an argument.
Stand up for liberal principles. This is what I said on last week's show. Obviously, I got a lot of hate for it, but all I'm saying is that liberal principles like freedom of speech, freedom to practice any religion you want without fear of violence, freedom to leave a religion, equality for women, equality for minorities, including homosexuals. These are liberal principles that liberals applaud for, but then when you say in the Muslim world this is what's lacking, then they get upset.
This goes to show you that you don't need to yell or be loud to roast an entire political party. It was all done in a respectful and kind manner, and you'll see why this is so true in the other half of this clip.
Have really failed on the topic of theocracy. They'll criticize white theocracy, they'll criticize Christians, they'll still get agitated over the abortion clinic bombing that happened in 1984, but when you want to talk about the treatment of women and homosexuals and free thinkers and public intellectuals in the Muslim world, I would argue that liberals have failed us. And the crucial point of confusion, thank you.
Thank God you're here.
Number 5. Here we have another clip in which you can see and hear the fear in this social justice warrior's face as the TV host asks him a question that resembles a double-edged sword. He quite literally dug himself a hole he won't be able to escape.
You didn't read it. Here's a part that you might agree with. I thought of you when I read this, actually. And here's what his first executive order on the refugees says. The United States should not admit those who engage in acts of bigotry or hatred, those who oppress Americans of any race, gender, or sexual orientation. Do you agree with that?
So I'm curious about how that relates to the 7 countries that was put on the travel, immigration, refugee ban.
As you can see, it's quite funny seeing this guy stutter as he dodges questions as if he was playing middle school dodgeball. Anyways, it only gets better from here, so enjoy the rest of this clip.
And that's currently in place.
What are the
it just seems that if you're going to take... you're asking which of the 7 countries?
Yeah, what are the 7 countries?
Oh, you've got like Iran, Iraq. I can't list off all of them, but it lists off 7 countries.
Right.
There's 5 others. I believe that Turkey's probably on it. Syria's on it. Okay, well, Syria's.
It's hilarious seeing people like this get roasted in front of what could possibly be millions of people just because they can't formulate a good enough argument. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this video. Like and subscribe for more content like this sent straight to your inbox. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.